Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Before I get into the plan with me with this video, I wanted to talk quickly that tomorrow, by the time this video goes up, Monday the 22nd, I will be having a birthday sale on my website. It's a lot of newish kind of sticker releases, and then I also have some more stationery like items, but I wanted to quickly go over what's releasing, and then I'm going to jump into the plan with me, and we're going to be using the new kit that I have here, which is the Flower Power kit. So I guess we'll start with this. This is page 1. Went for more of like an, I don't know, 80s themed flower power. It's my birthday week and I really wanted something floral but kind of more retro. Not that I'm getting old per se, I was feeling this kind of vibe. So there's that. I also have this vinyl coming out, which is a holographic like floral wreath kind of look. I will have 2 half sheets, the first one being weekend banners. I had a request for more of these than just the kit, so I went ahead and made a little sheet. And then I have some dainty floral flowers here. You could use them as like a header, or you could just use them upright, really depending on how you want. I had several requests to add more scripts with specific words, so I have meals, audiobook, currently listening, workout, and events. If y'all have any other requests, please let me know. You can send me a message directly, comment down below, whatever. I've really been enjoying kind of filling these requests in. They're very simple and very, very functional. And then continuing on with the more flowery, powery theme that I had going, I have a sheet of just kind of like doodles of floral vases or flowers you would get from like the store in like a flower mart, even just flowers in general. And then I have some flower date dots, so just some lightly pastel colored flowers with dates 1 through 31, and then some extra little flowers here at the bottom in case you have some days to fill in. And then before I get to the more stationery like items, I also will be having some sticker flakes. These are 9 different flowers. See if I can get them all in my hand. So we have a zinnia, a daisy, a sunflower, a rose, a pansy or a violet, depending on what you decide, a daffodil, a tulip, a poppy, and then a peony. And these are all white matte stickers, so you could use them as a sticker, but they are thin enough like paper. You could just reuse them over and over again if you want, like a die cut. Totally up to you. Get creative and show me what you're gonna make with it. I love seeing what you guys make with this stuff. And then the last items that are going to be releasing with the sale are these charmed paper clips. There is a flower design in 5 different colors and then a heart design in 8 different colors. I will have all of these listed up by the time this video goes up so you can plan accordingly. I really like these. They all have a lobster clasps, so you can pull them off. You could put them on your book band if you wanted to, or you can just simply use them as a paper clip. And then real quick, before I move on, I know I'm sorry, I do want to talk about the tiered freebies just because I want it to be very straightforward. So they are, every order placed is going to get a die cut of my logo, the Dandelion Diaries wisp or wish, whatever you want to call it. I call it a wish. And then depending on how much you spend, you can get one of these 3 vinyls. There's Flower Power, an envelope stuffed with flowers, and then this one that says every flower blooms in its own time. And the last freebie is the sheet here, which is 12 stamps with flower pattern, and it is on a washi like paper, very, very thin. And this is for the top tier spenders. As always, I do have free shipping, $35 and up for USA customers. And then I currently am still only shipping to Canada. I'm hoping to open up international soon. But if you are in Canada and you do place an order and it's over $35 US, you will be flat rate shipping of $6 US. I do also want to mention that there will be some digitals I'm releasing as well. So just check the digitals tab on my website and they will be listed there. Okay, now on to the plan with me. So thank you so much if you watched my little blurb about my release going live this coming week. But if you're interested in the plan with me, let's go ahead and get started. So I really have been enjoying using my planner in this kind of layout where I have it all kind of sectioned out into more of a dashboard style. So I'm going to continue planning in this kind of way. And I'm primarily going to be using the kit that I just showed, the Flower Power kit that is releasing with my birthday sale, but I also have a few extra sheets that I'm going to be using because I just like using stickers, because why not? But I'm going to start off by doing the top here and just taking off some of these weekday stickers. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and kind of divvy out my spacing, how I want everything to be laid out in a way. And I'm just going to be using my fountain pens, which is what I typically use. I just like to use them. Also, I do want to apologize in this video if you can hear any rain sounds or if the light flashes anything weird. We have had some pretty crazy weather, not gonna lie, and it doesn't seem to want to slow down, so I'm just doing my best with the time that I have. Alright, and my pen doesn't want to write for some reason, even though there's plenty of ink in it. Hold on. Okay, not sure what's going on with this pen, but we're gonna continue to try to use it. There we go. So keeping on trend with what I've been doing in my planner, my top section is for my events or appointments throughout the week. The next smaller section that I'm going to make is all about exercise, workouts, and now training for my 10K run, which I have in July, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a little bit. And then I'm also going to kind of section off my sidebar and then also the bottom section of this planner. This is the A5 Common Planner, so it doesn't have any times on the bottom, and I use that section to write down my meals now. So I just leave that kind of space blank. I'm then gonna take, I think, this big washi here with the big flowers on it, and I'm only gonna use one of these this time. Last time I think I used two, but I only want to use one, and I don't want to mess up, so I'm just going to lightly push this on my arm just to remove a little bit of the sticky, because my stickers are not removable, but I may want to reposition little pieces of it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and denote some of the holidays we have going on. So on Monday the 22nd, which will be tomorrow when this video goes up, we are celebrating Earth Day. Don't forget to go outside if you can, maybe hug a tree or something, I don't know. And then on Tuesday, which is actually my birthday, we are also having a full moon. And I know this may not seem like a huge deal to too many people, but this is kind of a big deal for me because how often does your birthday fall on an astrological event? And with as much as I like astrology, the fact that I get to have my birthday on a full moon this year is pretty cool. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and mark this day with a little birthday sticker. These are from the Coffee Monsters Co. I'm just going to use the one with a little bitty cake on it, because we're totally going to have cake because it's your birthday and I'm going to have the cake and eat it too, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to denote that there. And then lucky for me, I have no appointments for the rest of the week. It is solely going to be dedicated to the sale that I'm having, and then answering questions, emails, and kind of like working through it, which I know might sound kind of bad to some, like working through your birthday, but I'm really excited for this, and it's not really, it doesn't really feel like work when I'm excited about it. Yeah, so the rest of the days up here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in with the small washi strips in the kit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my events and stuff up here. I'm going to be using my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in Sunflower, and this is inked up with Diamine's Jacaranda, which is probably one of my favorite colors at the moment. It is purple and beautiful. Okay, so for the next bit of planning, I am going to be doing my 10K training. So I have these stickers here from my shop. These are the running shoe doodles. And I have a training plan that I'm following to the best of my ability, weather permitting. I'm not a huge fan of running on treadmills, so if it rains out, I may have to move some things around, but I'm perfectly okay with that. But right now I am running on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And they're all kind of changing, like I'm changing my distance each day. So like Mondays, I've been doing a 5K or roughly 3 miles. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do another 5K or roughly 3 miles. And then Thursdays when I start picking up the mileage. So my goal is like every Monday and Wednesday to do at least a 5K, which is half the distance I'm trying to run. And then on Thursdays, I increase it by 1 mile, so 4 miles, or like I think it's like 5.1 or 5.2K or something like that. And then Saturdays are for the long runs, and this is when I'm doing the full 10K distance, minus a little bit. So my aim is 6 miles on Saturdays. And I've been keeping up with this for about a week now already. My 10K isn't until July, but I want to make sure that I am fully ready before we get there and that I'm not going to embarrass myself. So, or injure myself. That's another thing too. Like I'm trying to play this a little bit safe, and I'm going based on guidelines from somebody who's a very experienced runner in my life. So moving on from that, the next thing I'm going to do here is go ahead and do my sidebar. So I'm just going to take my one of these, I think I'm going to use the blue one. And then this week, actually no, I'm going to save my this week for another day. I'm trying not to use all of the kit. I want to see how long I can make this one last. So then I'm going to take my Pentel brush pen here and write this week. And then I'm going to take some of these dots. I think I'm just going to do 5 of the dots. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these boxes and I'm going to cover up this little calendar over here. I'm not a huge fan of the little calendar every week. I don't really use it. If I did, it would be cool, but I don't. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of dictate another little box here for some garden items I need to get done. I've actually really enjoyed having just a small space dedicated for garden tasks. And I think next year I may try to just have like a little notebook for my garden to take notes about it, and then have like the main planner. I don't know yet. I love my garden planner. I've had that thing around for so long, like years, and I don't know if I'm ready to give up on it yet. I still update it, but I find myself moving more towards this book now than anything else, which I think is really quite interesting. Also, real quick in the video, it is storming now outside, so if we have any kind of power outage or anything, I may have to come back to the video later. Also, if you hear any like crashing thunder in the background, I apologize. It's getting really nasty outside. Here's hoping that I can actually finish this video in one sitting. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened, but to catch up from where I last left off, I did my currently reading section here, which I don't know what book I'm going to be reading for next week, so haven't filled anything in there yet. I'm about to fill out my to-do list section, which is another thing I just kind of like sectioned off here. I filled in my garden box with my garden to-do, and then I'm going to fill in those to-dos here in a second too, and then also set up my habit tracker, which is something I have been consistent with for a few weeks now since I set this up. I honestly really like having it all on the weekly section versus doing like a daily check off or even a monthly. So the weekly for sure has really been working for me. So for my garden to-dos, primarily next week, we are going to try to work on a watering system for our chicks and ducks. They have officially all moved into their coop. They have their feeder system. We're just slowly working on the watering system because we're changing it out every day. We're going to see if we can make it a little bit more self-sustainable. And then I also need to work on planting out my sunflowers and my melons this week. I didn't get around to it this current week that I'm filming this. So that's going to be on the to-do list for sure. And then we're going to look at getting a new kind of watering system for the garden as well, since we're doing the ducks at the same time. So we may get like a deal depending on what we go with. For my standard to-do list, which is more of like house tasks, I have listed out all of the things that I need to get done. I try to do these every week, but I don't always get them done, so they're just kind of like a recurring checklist kind of thing. But it's taking care of the reading room, our office, kitchen, any kind of media room things like cleaning off the couch or, you know, making sure everything's dusted, tidying up our bedrooms, the bathrooms, you know, craft space. I need to visit UPS this week, and then I also need to take care of some like things in our what we call the gray room, which is just basically a room that's painted gray, our laundry, which is a weekly occurrence, and then I need to change out some curtains in our house because as we move into spring and summer, it just gets really hot and we have some curtains that need replacing. Then moving on into my habits. These are the same habits that I have been tracking every week for a few weeks now, and that is my art practice, journaling in my 5-year journal, doing the dishes daily, laundry when I'm doing it on those days. That's not a daily occurrence. How often I'm cleaning the floors. Lifting is like going to the gym to lift weights or weightlifting. Walking, which is usually a daily occurrence now, especially since we have moved the coop away from our like living space, so it's a bit farther of a walk for us. If I'm reading daily, or how often I'm reading, daily Spanish practice, which has actually been going very well, I might add. I think on my 35th or 36th day or something while I film this. My streak has been really good. I'm really proud of myself. Also meditation, if I'm eating vegetarian, and then how often I'm watering our indoor plants and then our outdoor plants, which I also kind of mark down when we get rain for those days too. I am going to go ahead and letter in the titles of my sections now. So I have my events up here, my workouts, and then my meals, which I know I am releasing stickers for all of these words. I don't want to add too many to the page. I'm trying to keep it a little bit simpler. And then on this side of the page, I am going to go ahead and label out my happy moment, and then also my rate my week section. And I'm just going to use the little heart that comes with the kit for the happy moment, and then the 5-star rating at the bottom, which this is meant to fit in the 1.3 inch grid. If you get the single sheet of these, they are smaller than the 1.3 inch. They're like 1 inch, I think maybe 1.1, something like that. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do, I think, for planning out next week is use, I think I'm going to use this weekend banner to kind of make a little journal section like I did last time. Because I really did enjoy having like a little section where I could journal about my weekend, because I just don't always have plans for the weekend. Being that this is my birthday week, we will likely go to a movie or something, which I know there's one playing right now. It's like the ungentlemanly something. Let me look it up. It's called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and it has Henry Cavill in it, who I love. And I mean, if you don't love him, then it's okay. But I probably will want to see that this weekend, or maybe during the week sometime, depending on when I do have time. But I think I'm going to leave the week like this for now. I know this looks really blank, but I honestly don't have too many plans, like I said, going into next week. It's pretty much just my release and sale all week long, and then whatever we decide to do to celebrate my birthday. So kind of a plain week, but it's okay. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, for joining me here today, hanging out with me. Again, I apologize if there was any kind of crazy stormy sounds in the background. Didn't lose power in the video, but something weird happened. Anyways, again, thanks so much for watching, for joining me here today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.